Peace and blessings. Good morning. This is your friend, your therapist, your sister in this struggle, Dr. Sabrina and Jai. And I just want to thank you for showing up for this week's check-in, where you pose answers from your heart, and I do the very best I can to answer them from mine. So today's question is, Dear Dr. Sabrina, how is peace possible with so much happening in the world? So that's a really good question. And it's always an invitation for me to pause for a second before answering, because peace requires us to pause. So the first part of the answer to that question is yes, peace is possible. Absolutely, peace is possible. What's underneath that question is, where does peace begin? And it begins with us. It begins with us expanding um, the possibilities for peace, expanding our perspective around peace, and making a daily commitment to being a part of peace. Now, what everyone has to do to contribute to that peace will differ. I am not the president of any nation, and I am assuming that most of you in this call are also not the presidents. You're not the judge, you're not in charge of any government entity. However, you can take the power that you have right now and use it towards peace. And it might be a small action that you have to take. It might be something as simple as switching up in who you talk to. It might be as simple as letting go of your pattern of resentment in social media. It might be taking a pause and stepping away from so much social media. It might be switching the channels of what you watch. It might be switching the channels of how you live. And it might be something as simple as beginning a process of making an amends without being attached to the outcome, making an amends. Your peace might include calling someone up and saying, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. So in this moment, I'm not sure what your first steps are, but what I want to assure you of is every single step you take impacts the global possibilities for peace. And people come to me for therapy because they're seeking peace. People come to me with their relationships because they're seeking peace. People come to me because they're seeking love. And in that desire to be loved, underneath it, there's also a desire for peace. And I want to remind you, if you want peace, you got to be ready to go for it. You got to be ready to fight a little bit for it. You got to be ready to take a stand for it. So the answer is yes. And it begins with you. It begins with me. It begins with us every single day. Thank you for asking. I look forward to hanging out with you next week. Peace and blessings. I love you. Bye.